Hello everyone, family. Here we are again in another video, and today we're going to talk about a somewhat unknown topic that happens after injuries. These can include fractures, fissures, a severe trauma or surgery, which is CRPS or complex regional pain syndrome. How will you know if you have CRPS? First, you feel more pain than usual, then you have altered sensitivity, where things can bother you a lot, or the opposite can happen. Not feeling it will lead to stiffness. And usually, if your fingers are like claws, it will be hard for you to open or close them. The skin color changes, it becomes more reddish with thinner skin, and the extremity will sweat a lot. In this case, it's the hand that we're going to look at. Today, I'm going to show you some very basic exercises to cope with and prevent CRPS, and we're going to focus first on movement. It's really important because it helps everything drain, activates the nervous system, and allows us to combat those symptoms. We mentioned earlier, the exercises are focused on moving, strengthening, and feeling. I'm going to do two types of exercises. One for those of you who are in a cast, and another for those who have removed the cast and have a swollen hand. We see here, I'm going to put a cast on myself now. I already have it inside.
I don't think it's due to the magic of cinema.
Let's say I've had a fall and my hands have been put in a cast. I'm going to be immobilized from the elbow to the wrist, so only my fingers will be free. This is a very common case when CRPS appears. We'll start to notice that the sensation changes, the pain increases, it begins to swell, and it sweats a lot. First exercise easy. We open our fingers as much as we can. In our case, they will stay a little bent, and we close them as much as we can. We open, and we close the cast itself, which will reach the base of the fingers. It will limit our mobility, but we have to do as much movement as we can, which is important. To the door of pain. If it hurts sharply, we need to move less or do it more slowly, more gradually. We repeat 10, 12 times once. We open. It's important to hold the end of each movement for a little bit. 3, 4. This will help us pump our fingers and start warming them up. 6, 7, 8, 2 more. 9 and 10. Don't worry if you feel strange. If you can't move your fingers much, it's normal. The important thing is to give that stimulus and start working on both the nervous system and the vascular system. The second exercise is an exercise of abduction and adduction of the fingers, which means opening the fingers like this and closing them, opening the fingers, closing the fingers with the cast. We will also be limited, but we do what we can. We open our fingers one and close. We open. If the thumb is loose, we try to open it too, and if it's secured, we still apply force because we're going to activate the muscles. 4, we open. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We continue with the third exercise. It's the opposition game. What we're going to do is oppose the thumb with each finger. One, another, another. We go back and forth. Every time we squeeze, we use as much force as possible without pain. We hold for a couple of seconds as always, and then we change and really emphasize it. The movement isn't just doing this. You have to emphasize the movement. Here, I'm going to be very limited with the cast, but still try it. If you can't reach, try to reach from here. Here, we apply force for 2 seconds. We apply force for 2 seconds. Since there are 4 movements, we're going to repeat those 4 movements from the pinky to the index 5 times. Pinky 1, we close. 2, 3, up. This is a repetition. Let's repeat once more, strong. Do. Out. If you can't reach, don't worry if you can simply only get here. Just hold that strong position. 2 seconds, 2 seconds, and 2 seconds. Next exercise, just like the previous one in position. But we're going to use a foam ball or even a scrubbing sponge for the cats that we have at home. We fold it in half, place it on the thumb, and we're going to start doing the position exercises. Fine. Another important thing is to squeeze and notice how the sponge sinks. If you can't reach, for those of you who can't close it, fold the sponge again, then it will be thicker and it will be easier to get there. Let's do one. Another. We help him with our hands to move the sponge to a different spot. Here. And we repeat 5 sets on all the fingers. We've already done the mobility exercises specifically for the fingers, and now what we're going to do is release the chain where the arm drains. What are we going to do? We're going to stretch the chest, and at the same time, as we're going to lift up. The arm up will help us drain the arm. How do we stretch the chest with the cast? Since we can't move the elbow or wrist, we lift the arm. We hook it onto the frame of a door or a fixed spot, or in my case, on the wall. And what we do is twist the whole trunk as if we were trying to look over our shoulder. We hold for 15-20 seconds the position calmly. We're not forcing the wrists. We just need to feel the tension here in the chest. No pain, meaning we should feel tension but not pain. 10 seconds. Lift. Swatiti. Focus. Focus. We relax. We relax and we go back to do another set of others. 15-20 seconds. We position ourselves so that there's no pain in the shoulder. If there's pain in the shoulder, we lower it a little. And we're going to twist the whole trunk as if looking back. The tension here in the chest area. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 30. And well, with this, we will have managed to free up the drainage area. And by keeping the hand up, it will drain a little more. We continue with neuromobilization, which is we're going to move the main nerve of the arm, which is the one that carries the stimulus. And the one that's altered. That's why the fingers get swollen, turn red, and are hypersensitive. How are we going to move it? We position the arm diagonally as much as we can. Even if we have the elbow bent, it's okay. We're going to try to stretch the fingers as much as we can. And once in this position, we're going to tilt our head to one side and then to the center, to one side and then to the center. Those of you who have the nerve damaged that you will be quiet or shortened, you will feel a tension in the crease of the elbow, even in the fingers. You might feel a tingling sensation, like a little cramp. That means we're moving it. It's positive. You shouldn't hold the position for too long here, because the nerve quickly runs out of oxygen. And that's why mobilizations are done. It's important to try to keep the fingers stretched, because the nerve gets caught there. What we want is to tense and then relax. We repeat it 10 times. 3, 4. 6. It was counted really well. 7, 8. The timing of the exercise is important. 2 seconds over here. 1, 2. And we come back 9. Down. 2. And we come back and test it. Ready. Being. Or Sudeck. That's the point. You can also use cold or heat contrast baths very gently because your sensitivity will be altered. Take a hot bath. And cold, always ending with cold before starting the exercises. You have to repeat the exercises 3 times, that is, each exercise. 10 to 12 repetitions.
Well, control the execution time. And it's important to do it several times throughout the day, 2 or 3 times a day, because we need to move, give some stimulation to the hand, because that will help normalize the nervous system, which is what gets altered in these cases. Any questions? If there's anything we need to explain, write to us in the comments, because each case is unique and has to be addressed personally. It's important to consult your doctor with all your questions, and we look forward to seeing you in the next videos.